Ahoy, morning breathers, and welcome to Thursday. We're almost at Friday. I'm going to just start by saying welcome to almost Friday. Ahoy.
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 Friday Eve.
Yeah.
Friday Eve day. Friday Eve morn. We have Boss Man Matt this morning. Ahoy, Matt.
Ahoy, Skipper.
And the glorious Greta.
Ahoy. Good morning.
Ahoy. We're acting like you've been here for the
Yeah, I've been here.
You've been here for the whole
hanging
10 minutes
out, I
while
know.
we visited.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
Not true. Just sat down.
Sat down moments before.
Moments.
Of course, we couldn't be anything without super producer Peter, SPP.
Ahoy, Skipper.
Ahoy to you, my lad. It's funny. Things were, we've been here enough now, 289 episodes. And when you sit down, like today, something was off. And you couldn't quite tell what it was. And we still don't really know
Not
what
sure.
it was exactly.
Something's different with this table.
Something's different with the table.
I don't know.
Tablecloth.
We got
But when
these
there's
little-
changes,
got these little
Yes,
things on
I
our
noticed
microphones.
we got, yeah, so I can breathe heavy now. As you really can't tell.
Yeah, that might be too creepy. We might not want to do that. That might just be a creepy thing.
Please watch instead of just listen.
Yeah.
But changes, they're met with some surprise around here.
They are.
Like if you sat somewhere else.
I can't anymore.
That'd be
I tried.
weird.
I did the first couple times you were gone. I tried to sit over in your chair and I can't do it. This is my spot.
You do have that spot kind of locked
spot.
down.
Yeah. I don't know. See, you bounce around because
I
you do
do.
the other show,
I
but
do. I got two
You're
seats.
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Tim, do you want my spot tomorrow?
Yes. Nobody wants Peter's spot, though.
No, I don't even know. I don't think there's any chance in heck I could handle the view from there. Not one bit.
No?
Are you going to move everything here? All your stuff here?
No.
Oh, well, that's
You're
the only way I
in
could move over there.
We can figure it out.
I don't think so. You give me too much credit. No.
I did before Peter got here, but it was much simpler then. He's added all these other things, and I don't know. Can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I forgot you did
Put
that
a couple
for
times.
while. Yeah.
Put a laugh track in. Hit it. Can you hit it?
You have the little tunes.
There it is.
Yeah. Laugh
It's
track.
laughing at
It's
us.
laughing right now.
There's a laugh.
But the studio audience is laughing. You can hear it.
The studio audience is laughing.
I don't know what else he's
They're
done.
so funny.
I feel like he's spoofing on us when we don't even know it. He could be pressing a button and we think he's switching cameras. No,
No. They're picking our nose.
We don't know.
we don't know what's going on.
We don't know what's happening.
We trust in SPP.
We do.
The Southeast Iowa Video Network is sponsored by KCTC.
Thank you, Casey.
Thanks. Casey?
Casey and all the gang over at KCTC and the Morning Breath crew this morning. The four of us are sponsored by Hy-Vee and Hy-Vee Fast and Fresh.
Thank you, Willie.
Just saw Willie yesterday.
Did you really?
I did. Went and talked to him.
His life down and was he in Mount Pleasant?
He was. It seems to be good.
Awesome.
Seems to be good.
He didn't ask for us to come down and do a show.
He did not ask yesterday. I'm sure he'd be fine if we did, but yeah. Hold on. We got it.
Uh-oh.
Colleen
got?
Bean, long-time listener, first-time caller.
There we go. Look at Colleen.
Tim knows I make a pretty good fresh salsa. Since SPP didn't get any cake for his birthday, I may bring some salsa in for him.
How about that?
There's SPP
Nice.
getting in on
And
the
we have
salsa.
accidentally joined the salsa war.
You're in.
When
I've
was
been
your
dragged
birthday?
in.
Yeah, it's
It was,
Monday?
Monday.
It was Monday. Was I here Monday? No, it was here Tuesday. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, and now you get salsa.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
And I know Colleen.
Everybody gets salsa now.
Everybody. Have you bought your salsa yet?
No, not yet. Cindy says when she comes to town, she doesn't come to town all often. I can be patient.
Can we? Well, we'll see.
Kind of. Not really. I just lied. That was a lie. Sorry.
Well, Cindy's supposed. I think she's going to bring enough for everybody, but who knows? You haven't got any salsa.
I
yet,
have not
you?
gotten any salsa.
Maybe Cindy will bring some extra.
love
for you.
some.
I would forego my salsa from Cindy, so you get some, because I started this whole thing somehow.
You did, yeah.
My mom started it.
You know,
And she's here. She's watching.
Why I know we've talked about it, but why did you even get it in the first place? Did you ask for it?
I don't. I think she.
We talked.
We
We
talked
were
about salsa, and I like it.
Yeah, we were talking about salsa like a while ago now, and Tim said something about he likes salsa, and my mom says, "Well, we have great salsa," and I think she said, "I'll send you some," and then it took a little bit, but then
there it was.
and then there it was.
And it was very specifically mine.
Yeah, I heard that story. I guess I didn't hear how it came about.
Cindy asked, "How many jars do we want?" I don't know, Cindy. I don't care. I just need one for me.
1 to 2.
Whatever you do for everybody else.
John the
is up
voice.
to
So
you.
we need 3, if you would, Cindy. Although I could split Colleen's up if you wish. If you could get one for you, one for
It's
John.
starting to get way too complicated.
It is. This is the salsa drama.
We
that
need a
have created.
spreadsheet.
A spreadsheet.
Map this out.
I'm starting to need a therapist. Good stuff, Colleen. I did run into her last night, and we had some good laughs about some of the things on the show. She's listened for a long time.
Long time listener, first time caller.
No.
I'm going to send a flipping case home with Matt next time he comes to visit. So we'll have
A flipping kid.
a flipping case.
Well, will that be for me?
The whole thing
Is it all for Tim?
Yeah.
Because then I'm going to have to arrange with Stacy to get me some more chips.
I like a lot of chips. Yeah, a case of chips, a case of salsa. You'll be set up.
So good. I don't know if your mom and stepdad ever go to the Masters, but I would love to go to the Masters.
Throwing wishes out.
That was a transition right there. Is what
I
that
would
was.
love, I'd be more than happy.
You
to
can't
ride
pay for a first class ticket to the Masters for me. Stop. Stop.
I can't accept that.
I'd drive. I'd drive it, but. So the Masters starts today.
So they do have an RV. You could all just load up in the RV.
See, I'd
Ooh,
be
that'd
more
be
than
fun.
happy. I could be a good cabin boy. I can just wear
The
this.
skipper cap. Yeah. Except for that RV
Yeah.
is my stepdad's baby, so I think you can sit in the passenger seat, but you can get
Well, no,
behind the
I don't
wheel
want to
of it.
drive it. I'd
Yeah.
just be the mate.
Okay, there you go. So
Maybe if I'd wore it backwards, then
Yeah.
I could be the mate.
we used to go on. We used to go on these boys trips, and we'd go to one away football game every year for Iowa Hawkeyes, and we'd always take the RV. And there's 6 or 8 of us that would go, and we used to try to take turns driving. This was a past RV, not the current RV, but you take turns driving, and he would let us because he wanted to break, right? I mean, we're driving kind of a long way. Well, my brother-in-law was driving one stretch, and we were going through town, and there's a bunch of stuff on the roof of those RVs. And he saw the tree hanging over the road and thought he had room. Not so much.
No room.
Not so much. So we knocked a few things off the roof of the RV. And I kind of think that was the last time anybody else drove the RV.
Lost your privileges.
Yeah, well, it wasn't me, thankfully, but
I agree. I would not want to be the one driving.
yeah, well, the RV had fewer things on its roof after that.
Yeah, I'll bet. I was with I had some friends that went up to Minnesota, a Minnesota game one time, and it's a great guy, great RV, bunch of young guns in there that were hooping and hollering.
Yep.
But there was very specific rules. No poopy in the RV.
Right. That's yeah.
He was having none of that. He would
Yes.
pull over wherever,
Yep.
but none of it. So we held to that rule.
Yeah. That's a good
That's
rule.
a good rule.
That's
I
a
was just
good
gonna
rule.
say.
The other rule was don't let anybody from Minnesota climb on my RV.
Ooh.
And that did happen. And they were politely asked to come down, and when they didn't, they were forcefully taken down. So that was fun. Anyway,
Anyway, the Masters.
the Masters starts
Masters.
today. One of my favorite tournaments.
Has it already started?
It starts today.
Because Blaine woke up, he's like, I gotta turn on the Masters. I'm like, it's 7 a.m.
I don't know if it's I don't know if they kicked off yet. They may have.
it's just like-
It's 8. It's an hour ahead.
Yeah.
So
Maybe just
they're on-
warm up stuff or something.
Pre-Masters.
I don't even know how, yeah.
Pre-game it.
Pre-meet.
Yeah,
pre.
I would. I don't know how many start in that thing. I don't know how many
I don't either.
begin, but 2 days you got to make a cut. So they very well could be off and running by now. I took a trip there. I don't know if I've ever talked about this.
To Augusta?
We were driving. My wife and I and another couple. We just took off on this trip, and we're just heading south. I said, I don't care if I end up in Mount Pleasant. Well, we ended up in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Okay.
And on the way, well, there's I was using my Atlas.
Right.
There's Augusta, not far away. Let's go through Augusta. And I said, well, if we're going to be in Augusta, let's see if we can get in the clubhouse.
You couldn't get in.
I called Augusta National Golf Course. Was very kind, talked to a very nice lady. And I said, listen, here's my story. Right? Just 4 people from Iowa were driving, and lo and behold, here you are. Is there any chance the clubhouse is open? Oh, sir, we're
Private club.
We don't allow that.
Right.
And I said, well, I understand. I'm not looking to cause a ruckus. Could I at least go down the lane and I will buy something in the clubhouse, and I will, if I could look, my life's dream will be fulfilled. Sir, I'm very pleased you're in Augusta. Have a wonderful time, but we just can't allow
We're
that.
not letting you in the gates.
You're not in. Can't get in.
Okay, fine. We drove around that thing as much as you could,
Right.
and I still couldn't see one green.
Really?
Not one
Really?
little bit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
You can drive all the way around it.
Right.
So I did see Magnolia Lane, but and I could have driven it, but probably would have been shot upon it. Once I go beyond that last tree, I'm probably on the scope somewhere.
Exactly.
But it was cool. Somebody picked up the phone when I called it.
Yeah. And very nicely told you to go away.
Yeah, not happening.
Yeah.
So okay.
As long as they're polite about it.
Can anyone ever golf there or no?
You have to be a member, or there's very specific rules, and I don't know them all, but there is like a certain time, even right before the Masters, like a past champion can bring whoever they want.
Oh.
Once you're a champion, you're in.
Yeah.
Once you win the Augusta, you can go there for the rest of your life.
Nice. That's all we got to do.
Of course, once you're a champion, you got plenty enough
Yeah, so-
money to join, even if you wanted to.
True.
But yeah.
True.
It's a pretty exclusive club to join. There are just members that are hackers, I'm sure, but
Yeah. I'm
it's
guessing
kind
you
of
have
an
to.
invitation only.
I was gonna say, I'm guessing
Yeah.
you have to be with a member. You couldn't just go up with your foursome and set a tee time. You have to be with a member, and
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, and they won't.
Interesting.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to golf as so long before the Masters.
Yeah.
Although it wasn't that long ago, the women's amateur was just there, so they must have had time to heal up from that
apparently, So it's a beautiful course on
Yeah.
TV.
for sure.
It's beautiful.
That's
Looks
one
like-
of my bucket list things is go there. That's for sure.
Well, jump in the long car. You can be there by morning.
Yeah, I can. It raining? It's raining up there.
I hope it doesn't leak through the
A very
roof.
specific splash
poopy.
of water
I didn't
up there.
understand.
Yeah.
No poopy during morning breath.
Exactly.
It's like,
You
what's
got nothing
happening?
for that,
Yeah.
man?
Yeah. Well, yeah. We can hear the toilets flushing upstairs. That's what we're looking around at. I'm sure those don't come through the microphones. I'll just tell you. We can hear the toilets flushing upstairs.
I'm a little worried about the guy upstairs. Well, the guy that drives the Dakota, the thing that's already started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there this morning.
He's gone. He was there. He took off already.
It's
Okay,
early
I was
birds
worried
this
if
morning.
he got home.
Yeah. No, he got home.
No, see, we
left
don't
early.
even know his name, and I'm worried if he stayed out too late somewhere. And,
There's that gray
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Durango. That's what I was trying to
Durango,
think
yes.
Already gone early this
of. All
morning.
right, well, thank God for clarifying, because
Yes.
I was concerned.
Yes. There you go.
All right. What else? You got anything on your mind, Peter?
No.
That's very good.
Here's a fast thing. You know this Real ID.
Oh, yeah.
It starts on May 7th. Everybody has to have a Real ID.
They've been talking about this
For
for like,
20 years.
oh, for God's
heck?
sake.
They have been talking about this, and they keep moving the deadlines. The original deadline was going to be in 2008, and they kept pushing it. And
Is
then
this
it
a
got
star thing?
that's the star
Oh,
thing.
okay.
On
I was like, what is
you got
this?
where you got to take your whatever birth certificate and
Yeah.
whatever to get your driver's license and verify. So you get the little star on your thing. Do you know what that's good for? You know the only reason you need that?
International flight.
Not even international, domestic.
Or that's what I meant.
Yes,
Domestic.
domestic flights or federal buildings, which
Yeah,
hopefully.
there are some federal buildings.
So hopefully you don't have to go to it's federal courthouse or whatever. But generally we're not going to federal buildings. You went to the Pentagon,
Well,
so
in case you ever want to get in the Pentagon.
you're right, exactly. But the only thing, they made such a deal out of
Yeah.
this for 20 years, and the only thing that matters is if you travel domestically. And even then, if you have a passport, you don't need it,
Yeah. That's silly.
even to travel domestically.
I don't know how long I've had my gold star on my license, but a long time.
I've had mine since I've been married because I did it all at the same time. A name change
No.
and a gold star.
I just got
and that
mine-
was 6 years ago.
Yeah, I just got
7.
mine, I think, last year, because I had time for renewal and whatever, so I did it. But 20 years that's been on the
Good
table,
Lord, that's nuts.
and you
And
only needed to
pointless.
fly.
Yeah.
domestically.
Silly.
Who thought that was a great idea?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Like, how is your ID not a real ID? I don't get it.
Well, I don't know. So just because I bring in my water bill to confirm my address, now all of a
Right.
sudden I'm not a terrorist.
Thank God.
Thank God you got a water bill.
Thank God you got a water bill.
Good stuff. Well, so everybody make sure you have your gold star or carry your passport around. One of the
May
two.
7th is when it officially kicks in, unless they delay it again.
Who knows?
Probably.
We're good at that, apparently.
Apparently, 20 years.
20 years.
So it started 20 years ago.
Well, they started at least they started talking about it and starting to prep or grease the wheels for this to happen. It's been a conversation for 20 years. I don't know when they first actually issued the first one, but yeah. And they've set multiple deadlines to get it done.
Yeah.
And now it's May 7th.
We think.
We think.
we think.
That's what we're
Because-
going
Get your gold stars, people.
Because, if I can't fly domestically, then I'll just
You don't need it to drive. You don't,
don't
need
need-
it
no.
to show ID at the
no. You don't need it for
buy beer or
anything
cigarettes.
except domestic flights and federal buildings. That's it.
Brilliant. Well, that's that's our government.
That's it.
The beneficial ownership thing that has gone away now.
The what?
The beneficial ownership, BOI, mandatory reporting of LLCs.
Okay.
So if you're listening, you don't have to file that thing now to FinCEN. And if you already did, well, too late.
Too late.
You're right.
I did not.
He said Kevin was one of the first ones to have one. He had to have it for Washington Airport, for Kansas City, for Aviation Federal Building.
Oh, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
for a federal building.
Huh.
Indeed. Okay, 7:31 SPP. Take us to break. And whatever else you do.
Introducing Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every meal is a delight. Start your day with our mouthwatering breakfast options and savor flavorful lunches with friends and family. Cap off your day with our delectable dinners. Hy-Vee Market Grill, where every moment is delicious.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome back to Almost Friday.
Friday Eve.
Friday morn.
Eve.
Eve morn.
That's too many words. Let's just stick with Thursday.
It is much
It's just
It is
easy.
much
It's just
simpler.
easier.
I agree. I concur.
this is Thursday.
It's Thursday.
You make so much sense.
Yeah, well, that's what I get paid for.
You're the boss man. So you have some interesting things on page 2
Yes.
on the flip side.
So-
But on the flip side,
On the flip
SPP,
side.
is that a sneeze coming, my lad?
Was
And you ate it.
I did.
How professional.
Oh, I didn't let it go.
You should have let it go. You have a button, don't you?
I do, and I had it ready, but I just
Fought it off.
I held it in.
Professional.
So this is just something I saw this morning. Just, we've all heard differences between America and Europe and just different cultural things and there's a lot more than what's on here, but here's just a few of them that I tracked down this morning. For example.
In case you're not mad enough yet.
Yeah, exactly. For restroom stalls, apparently restroom stalls in Europe, and I've never been to Europe, so those of you who have can correct me. But apparently the bathroom stalls in Europe are their own little room. You don't have the 1 foot gap underneath.
private.
It's very private.
That's
It's
nice.
a private room. You don't have the gap between the doors, and you can't hand toilet
How do you
paper under
cast
the
toilet
thing.
paper?
Exactly.
Does it go clear to the ceiling too? It doesn't say.
It doesn't really say,
I
but
bet it's all boxed in.
I'm thinking it's a
I guess
perfectly
it's a room.
a closed room to do your business in private.
Huh. I don't know if I like that.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what I think, does it?
it does not matter.
No.
If you're a guy and at the urinal, it doesn't matter. They're not doing a closed room for that, so it just is.
We are very conditioned to not give
Yeah,
a crap
just
about
whatever.
open urinals. You know.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
Yep.
all right, sick time. In the U.S., if you get sick, you call in, you say, hey, I'm sick, I need a day,
Yep.
whatever. In Europe, apparently, you go to the doctor, and the doctor says, well, you get 5 days. And the employer has to stick with that and has to pay you, including, there's a lady here. Well, employers have to approve sick time. Apparently, in other countries, your doctor decides how long you have to take off, and the employer just has to honor it. Another person says, moved to Germany and went to the doctor with a severe strep throat. She said, I'll write you a note to stay home. I said, only 1 day, though, because I already took the rest of the week off for planned vacation. She said, oh, honey, this isn't the U.S. You need 5 days of sick time. Inform HR to return your vacation days and use them a different time.
Wow.
You're sick. You're not vacationing.
Exactly. So our PTO is all the same. It's sick days, time
Ours is
off,
too.
whatever. It's just one number, and that's what you get.
When you run through that number, you're on your own time.
Yeah, exactly.
Unpaid.
So,
Interesting.
yeah. Taxes. So I think this is interesting. Actually, unrelated to this, my wife and I were just talking about this the other day. It was kind of interesting. In the U.S., figuring out your taxes, you have to figure out.
We all know how much fun that is.
What do you owe? I don't know how much I owe. Does the government know? Yes. Will they just tell you? No. You have to figure it out. But if you get it wrong, then you're in trouble. In other countries, apparently, they just say, here's what you owe or here's what you get back, and you don't have to do anything. I guess in Sweden, there's like an app. You just open it up that tells you you owe this or you get this back. You just push a button to accept it. Done. That's it.
Oh, what the heck?
The government just says, this is what you owe or this is what you get back.
That's nice. I wondered if
Well,
other
that-
countries had to do taxes.
Curious. I'm curious. About
I don't know the nuances of it,
Yeah,
but
I would be in favor of that
yeah.
because I wasn't transferring thousands and thousands of dollars to the government.
Exactly. I suppose
Right.
there's a trust issue there, right? I mean, do you trust the government? But I mean, they have control over it anyway.
Somebody has to know what's right or wrong.
Yep.
and
Right.
I'd rather have some knowledge of. I think you're off by $10,000.
Right. And,
so I'd rather know.
all the crazy deductions and everything else. I don't know how that all plays in, but
Yeah.
if it was all a good system and it works, boy, wouldn't it be nice? All right, it is what it is. Click the button, approve.
At least it's done and over with quick.
Yes.
Quick.
Yes.
I can't stand tax time, but I pay an accountant to do all that stuff.
Right.
So I have to meet with him like 3 times.
Yeah. But it is funny. It's like, does the government know how much you owe? They do. Will they tell you? Nope. You got to figure it out.
We better hope we're figuring it the same way.
Exactly. And hope the math is done the same both ways. Apparently, garbage disposals are not a thing in Europe. So
They're not a thing in my household,
really,
Really?
really. I
We
think
have
they're
them.
bad.
we don't use
A lot of people
but
say it,
I
that
think
they're bad.
for the drains and clog them and overtime. That's just my opinion.
Well,
I
don't
could be completely.
'Cause I
wrong.
don't put that much in
I was
it,
gonna
but
say, don't put whole rocks in there or something. And
Well, what are you supposed to use it for then?
I don't
little
know.
bits of food. I don't know.
My biggest pet peeve is don't dump your hamburger grease down there. Don't put grease down there. It's like,
Grease, coffee.
come on.
Grinds.
Can't do coffee grinds.
I don't think you're supposed to put that in a normal sink, are you?
Well, I wouldn't put any. I wouldn't
Coffee
do
grinds.
coffee grinds down the sink. But
I put sweet potato skin in my garbage disposal. Don't do that.
Don't
That
do
clogged it right up.
done right now.
Don't do it.
one more reason to not eat sweet potatoes in my book.
Well, apparently garbage disposals are not a thing in Europe, so when they come over here, they think that's the greatest thing. Huh. I guess.
I like it.
And this one's really not a surprise. Sugary food. Well, actually, and there's also PTO
Yeah,
on the list,
both.
but they're both not surprised. PTO, Americans don't even take all that they're granted, and other countries get like 4 weeks automatically
A
when they
lot.
walk in the door, and they take every minute of it.
Well, you should.
But sugary food, oh my God, yes, it's so weird eating sandwiches in the U.S. when the bread's so sweet. It's like eating cake sandwiches just for the bread because there's so much sugar. in it.
Sugar in them. Oof.
Wasn't there something that was like Subway uses so much sugar in its bread it wasn't like legally considered bread, so they had to call
Oh,
it something
really?
else? I think it was something like that.
Oh, it's so good though.
It is good,
Yeah, no
but it's
kidding.
sugar, I guess. Too sugary.
I don't think. Well, I guess I've never been to another country to eat their bread, but
Yeah, I don't know. The rumor forever has been McDonald's puts sugar in their fries. I don't know if that's true or not, but
They could. I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
I'm done.
I'm over here taking notes.
Yeah, he's not even paying attention.
All right, we're done.
Hey, where are we at?
I think we're
We ready to go to get set for the
I
day?
think we're.
I really wasn't paying attention. Was there something about bread?
Well, Ray,
Sugar bread.
Ray says the United States is the only country that does garbage disposals.
Oh.
Well, all right. Ray doesn't normally lead us astray.
No, he also says in Europe there's open air urinals. At concerts, you just stand along a wall and pee into a urinal. People can see your back.
I
Oh,
think
like
he's right.
outside. I was like, I don't get. Isn't that what you
No, I
normally
think
do?
just outside.
I have. Oh, okay.
pee
There
in
are
the-
these
Not in a room.
outside ones. I've seen those.
There's nothing quite as freeing as peeing outside.
I love it. I missed that when I was on the farm. I do miss that. Excuse me. SPP, we got to take a break
We should go to break.
so we can get set for the day. So we'll be right back, folks.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Ahoy, morning breathers. Welcome back to Thursday, as Matt makes me call it. I like Almost Friday.
I'm just going for simplicity. That's it.
Almost Friday is about as easy to say as Thursday.
I disagree.
Then we just care to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree.
Let us get set for the day, shall we?
Let's get set for the day. It is Thursday, the day before Friday. Friday Eve morn.
See, it just rolls right off.
It does not. Thursday, the 10th day of April. This is episode 289. Time right now, 7:45 a.m. Temperature right now 40 in Fairfield, 39 in Mount Pleasant, 38 in Washington. A little foggy this morning, then some rain with the possibility of scattered thunderstorms this afternoon. I did. Afternoon. I knew what I was trying to say. Hi, I'm just glad you're reading and following along. Tim hasn't read this thing in 288 episodes.
Only maybe once. And I think that was the day you were gone.
It might have been. High of 62 and a low of 40. Today's headlines from SoutheastIdahoUnion.com. Former ambulance director sues Jefferson County. Henry County Board of Supervisors set public hearing for alternative energy. And Washington
You're really
County,
studying.
Huh?
Greta, you're
Me,
really
I was reading
studying.
it, yeah.
She is following.
She's following along.
Double checking.
At least a couple people respect the hard work and energy I put into this. The dedication to
I
the
don't know
craft.
about today's headlines.
That's what you do.
It's what I do. It's just your job,
What do you
man.
want me to
Just
do?
shut up and it's your job. Do your job. Quit talking about
You're a
it.
journalist. Just write. So go write something.
I just copy and paste. So, Washington County Riverboat.
Journalism today. Copy and
No.
Don't say that.
That's just me. I have other journalists that do a fine job.
Indeed, you do.
Washington County Riverboat Foundation considers request for school athletic facility. Big facility.
Yeah.
That we're to go through. Sports today. Golf girls are all in Fairfield. Golf boys are all in Fort Madison. Track boys and girls are all in Washington. Boys tennis. Fairfield is at Burlington and Mount Pleasant is home against Fort Madison, and the girls are the opposite of that. Soccer features a big Fairfield versus Mount Pleasant matchup with the girls in Mount Pleasant and the boys in Fairfield. Washington girls soccer travels to Burlington, while the Washington boys take on Burlington at the Washington Wellness Park, which you can go or you can watch it right here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network because we will be there broadcasting live.
That's awesome.
Sponsored, powered by Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Woo!
Exactly.
You know, when you
thing-
get done filming there, maybe you could go over the track and catch the end of the track meet.
We could. We can't figure out. We haven't.
Track might be hard.
Honestly, we haven't put a lot of effort into it, but we can't quite get our brains around doing track. There's a lot of things happening in track, and they're going clear. We just don't have enough cameras or enough people, and right, right.
That'd be cool.
Would be cool.
To be
So-
quiet during certain parts.
Yeah. My friends in Centerville that do this also, they did a golf meet that they were telling us about, and they had people, I think, at every hole, and they were like filming with cell phone cameras and talking, and it's like, no.
That sounds hard.
No, not, we can't pull that off. Just can't do it. Can't do it.
Well, you can't with that attitude, mister.
Well, yeah. Can't do golf unless you want to just see coming in on number 9. We can do that. So teeing off on 1, coming in on 9, above and beyond that, you're pretty much out of luck. This day in history, on this day in 1912, the this is a big sniffle right there. Hope you all enjoyed that.
Clear your nose.
The RMS Titanic embarked on its maiden voyage,
One and only.
which ended in tragedy several days later when the luxury liner struck an iceberg and sank.
Kaboom.
Kaboom.
And made a blockbuster movie.
And made a
Yes.
blockbuster movie. I just saw a meme the other day. It said the difference between a modern cruise ship and the Titanic. And, because these modern cruise ships are huge, and the Titanic is, by comparison, very, very small. But this one happened to be a picture of a very, very large modern cruise ship and an empty ocean.
Oh.
I know. It's too soon.
Sad. Too soon.
It's too soon.
100 years later.
It's too soon. Random joke, random quote, or random fact. Greta,
Let's do a joke.
let's do a joke.
2 days in a row. I like that.
So bear with me. This is more of a story. So I found this guy through an app. There's an app that you can just hire people to come to your house and do odd jobs. What's that? Yeah. So I found this guy through this app to come, pick up poop out of my yard because I didn't want to do it. And I'd never talked to him before. I did this all through the app. He just came, did his job. I paid him through the app. It was all a thing, right? Well, one day I just happened to be in the yard when he came by, and he said, I'd love to meet your dog someday. And I looked him in the eye, and I gave him a little smile, and I said, I don't have any dogs.
Oh.
And then I turned and went back in the house.
What dog?
What dog?
Yikes.
That's
I have a cat. It could have been the cat.
Could have been the cat.
Horrible.
You don't know.
Horrible. But good.
It could have been a cat.
Could have been.
Could have been the neighbor's dog. I just don't have any dogs.
We don't know.
We don't know. I just told him I didn't
Up
have
to your
them.
imagination.
Yep.
Okay, today's takeaway.
Oh, shoot.
SPP?
I forget about this every time.
My takeaway is
Boss Man Matt, today's takeaway. I'll come back to you.
Even if you are the skipper, with all the power and pull that you have, you still can't get into Augusta.
I can't get into Augusta. Try as I may.
Try as you may.
Peter had one
Okay, SPP.
because I still don't.
don't poop in the RV.
Don't poop in the
Oh.
No pooping in the RV.
Today's theme, poop.
Yeah.
Just by coincidence, it was not intentional.
I have two. Not number two. I have two takeaways. I'm letting you think.
Oh
still.
gosh, yeah, you go.
Still letting you
'cause
think.
I can't remember what we talked about.
SPP has been granted the holy grail of salsa now. So, although nobody has gotten any salsa but me, it has now been promised to everybody else. So we shall see. SPP, you are not left out of the salsa game, and also the sweet potatoes don't go down a garbage disposal.
Who knew?
I sure don't.
Greta knew, but
But
I knew.
like regular potatoes will.
No idea. I don't like regular potatoes.
Okay,
Only sweet
two
potatoes.
things I didn't know. Do you have anything for
I
us?
notice, or my takeaways. I know apparently this room is set up different. Something's off.
Things have moved.
Things are off in here, people.
a little off.
That's not a great takeaway.
We
but
can't
that's all I
have
can
now.
think of.
We can't. Yeah, it's you don't get to express. You don't. It's hard to express that.
It is.
But something doesn't feel right.
Something's
over
not right in here today.
there. I feel kind of normal over here. I got to look through this camera stand to see SPP.
I usually can
And-
see the TV. I can't see the TV.
Yeah, he moved the camera back because it blocks the
Which is
clock
fine.
too.
Just can't stare at myself now, Peter.
SPP.
I know.
I think
All
it's
good.
going to change.
It'll change.
It'll
everything.
change again next
Yeah,
week
I
when
think it will.
they take stuff out to
Tonight we're tearing it
do
down.
this and then they'll put it back. So who knows what it'll be like. Thank you all for joining today. Thank you for all the comments. I don't know what else to say. Like, share, subscribe. Find us on YouTube, and we're still on Facebook, but YouTube is the only way we will comment now. So get on over here to YouTube.
And like, share, subscribe. It really does help. We appreciate it. It gets more attention, and it's a good thing.
All good stuff. All right, let's go have a good Thursday. You guys stay dry tonight. Have a good soccer match, and I hope you get to stay dry. We'll be back tomorrow. So, ahoy.